Hi and welcome to the market alert for Monday, the 17th of August 2020. So gold slips the most since March as there's profit taking and also manipulation to move the price lower, as stocks see the best 100-day run ever. And the reason for this is, of course, is that the Fed have a hand in keeping the stock market afloat, certainly until the prospect of Trump being re-elected in November. But we know ultimately this is a dead end. The debt is mounting, the printing is off the charts, and there's no way of paying it back. And as interest rates will go negative, then it only ends one way, and that is spectacularly. So the correction in gold is healthy, but the stock markets should be ringing alarm bells, moving back to 100-day run ever, or the best 100-day run ever. Okay, let's have a look at Friday. That wasn't such a good run. Certainly for the DAX, the volatility turned up in style as prices opened and traded straight through the DP level, the daily pivot, the 200 moving average, the black line, and the previous day's close. There was a bit of support here, but this didn't last long as prices then moved lower and traded straight through the big round number, the BRN here, psychological level, and then headed towards the low and the S1, which you'll see there, straight to the S1, where the market found some temporary support. And you can see with the green bars there is some profit taking along the way by the shorts. There was no way of getting into this trade at this time, as the market just was straight down in one fell swoop from the open. Prices then found support at the previous day's close, no surprise there. But as prices came back, this is where it gets interesting. Watch the BRN here, the big round number, and also the 20 bar moving average as well. Prices trade up to the 20 bar moving average. We see an increase in volume, and then prices start to come back through the BRN there, the psychological level. So watch for prices closing back below the 5 bar moving average, because that's where the momentum is being measured at the moment. There's a bit of a dead cat bounce, and then you'll see prices closing back below the BRN and the 5 bar moving average. Prices fail to close above the 20 bar, and then we get another run to the downside down. And this is what I call a re-entry trade, which I'm going to actually have programmed into the software. So if we can't catch the main move, we can actually use these indicators here to get back into the flow after the market's failed with its dead cat bounce. So now we see prices trading down towards the S2, and again we see the profit taking coming into the market, stopping the down move as prices start to trade in a sideways range once more, and then trade down towards the S2, as you'll see there, and then trade sideways. And then we get the first indication of any potential strength there with a green bar. Prices have become quiet. Some selling there. You see the selling coming back in straight away. And once again, we close back below the 20 bar moving average and the 5 bar just here. And then prices move lower once more. But having moved significantly lower by 200 points, then the market is likely to find some sort of strength coming into the market. You see this little bar here that dips below, and you'll see the volume is higher than or as high as the previous bar there. Again, a subtle indication that things could be over. And that took us to the 10 a.m. where we see the market just move from the DP level on the short side. We see the market come back and try and change trend, but fails. And you can see this all the way along here, where the market was then forced to move lower. But eventually prices start to move back to the upside through the through the mid-morning in a trading range. I'm just going to fast forward till we get to the open of the main afternoon trading session. So we had the news at lunchtime, and then prices continue to just trade sideways. So let's wind on to the open. See prices, let's bring that back. See prices moving lower there, and then the support coming into the market. I was hoping for a really good afternoon, actually, given the volatility of the morning, but it turned out to be a bit of a quiet one as prices opened. They were sold into. You can see there's a lot of pressure on the upside there with the selling, the red inside of the green bars, and then eventually prices put in a sell. That isn't filled as the market holds above the 20 bar moving average, and then we get a buy signal that unfortunately we had the news coming out. If I can just wind this back, we'll find the news. Perhaps it's a bit further forward. So I had to get out of the trade. The news came out. Let's go back to the news. There's a lot of video footage here. Just take a moment sometimes to find the place. There we go. So we had the retail sales were out at lunchtime, and they weren't spectacular. They were better than forecast, but the market still moved lower until the open of the afternoon session. And then we had the prelim UOM for the afternoon, and I'll just fast forward this just so that we can see. And eventually they got round to releasing the news. It came out more or less the same as was forecast, which you can see there, and just slightly higher than the previous, but not enough to ignite the market. And already out of the trade, there was some potential weakness there coming into the market as well. And then prices are traded back towards the 20 bar moving average, and then prices move back to the upside, trading up to the psychological level there and the S1. Then we had a potential sell signal, of which the market then just traded sideways as well. And you'll see this. So decided to come out when we had the green bar there. It's got support to the left as well. So decided to exit as it was so quiet, and the market then trading sideways once more. Now before giving another buy signal, and again this going absolutely nowhere. Price is stuck in a sideways range, trading towards the scalp, but failing to actually hit this. And as the afternoon wore on, we saw the potential weakness coming in there, and no problem in actually getting out of the trade as we approached 4 p.m. As you can see there. So a quiet afternoon, given that the news was positive, but there was not a lot we could do about that. Okay, let's have a look at the daily chart, see where we are. So on Friday, the market traded down to the 20 bar moving average, and overnight prices are working their way back. They need to close back above the 62% retracement, which is drawn in from this high down to the low, which you can see where the support is from the 200 MA. So on the upside, what I would be inclined to do is to go from the high here to here, and we have this selection of fibs where the market could find some resistance if it moves towards the upside there. So I'm going to just leave those in there and refer to those. So let's have a look at the 2 minutes on the overnight, which I think hasn't done anything too exciting. Let's just move over and I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to actually narrow the chart up straight off and reduce the volume window, and then we can see exactly where we are. So the market is quiet, there's no doubts about that there. We traded down to the 12,850. We've done this twice. We can see this here. Market's gone back above the 200 bar moving average and Friday's closed, and is finding resistance at the DP at this time. You can see this, and trading back down to the 200 MA and Friday's close, firm support, but is sort of still finding the resistance at the DP level. Needs to close above this in order to drive higher. So the question is there any news to drive the market higher today? And unfortunately, the answer to that is no. And also for tomorrow as well. This is sort of the final week of, well, I wouldn't say the whole week, but certainly it isn't going to help today or tomorrow where there is no economic news. But anything can happen and bring the volatility back into the market. So that's what I'm looking for. Look at Friday, the market opened and just sold off, moved down 200 points. And so there is the prospect there. But later on in the week, it's mainly unemployment and flash manufacturing, that sort of news for this week, which you can see here. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how things pan out this week. And in the implied volatility as well, we're seeing that this is also coiling at the moment in a bit of a sideways range, which is fine because when it breaks, it's going to be fantastic, as it always is. It's just that time of the year where we're just seeing the market just stuck in that bit of a sideways low volatility range. But fingers crossed, things will pick up this week. Okay, that should do it for this one. I don't think there's anything else to report, but if there is, then I will certainly let you know. But as ever, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.